So it turns out that in spite of my gray hair, we are 15 years old. So happy birthday to us. Steven Sigwart and I started this company in January of 2010. So it's a nice round number, so it's easy to do the math. When I started putting this presentation together, I was like, what are the kind of the key things that kind of we've learned over the past 15 years? So one is that building good technology for events takes a lot of time because some of this stuff is not easy. It takes a lot of talent of the team, and it takes caring about it. And I think those three things are really kind of what we've refined and what we've really thought about. And I think it's kind of what makes us a little bit unique in this marketplace. The second thing we've learned is that events need event platforms. So initially, we were just a plain vanilla registration page. But what we've done over the past years, and you've seen this recently, the past, say, 3 years, with email V2 and website V2, we feel that platform types of features like website and email, things that are very apparent from an event that needs to be first class, it needs to have all the event data tightly tied in with that. So having MailChimp and WordPress work with your event is not as good as having event native types of software that's directly in the platform. Third thing we've learned is that people take time to decide to move over to us. And we've kind of had this approach from the beginning that we don't want to be too pushy. We kind of are a little bit egotistical, so we think that everybody will eventually use us, but that people are on their own agendas, they've got their own things, their own priorities in life, and it'll take time for them to move over. And the final thing is that, like we started this business kind of as just kind of like a little side passion project almost. And it turns out that it's a wonderful business model, and where we've just built an amazing team, and the customers that we have are just incredible. So thank you all for being a part of this. Here's our history. You can see the amount of transaction dollars that our customers have generated as revenue on our platform each year. We've had really good growth. This past year was really solid. It was above our expectations. We grew about 20% overall. And sometime in February, we're actually going to cross the $3 billion mark that our customers have raised on our platform. We've got three businesses. So the legacy business is RunSignup. It's the endurance marketplace. It's races. It's the stuff that most of the people on this call know us about. That was actually really healthy this year. And it was healthy for two reasons. One is that we continue to gain market share, so more and more races kind of come onto our platform. And secondly, it was a great year for races. On average, the average race grew about 8% from 2023 to 2024. So a 1,000-person race in 23 was 1,080 people in 24. The donations that are on our platform are pretty significant. They were over $60 million this year. And so that's going up and to the right along with the rest of the business. The ticket signup graph is a little bit, it can be misinterpreted because it starts in 21 rather than 2017. And so the slope on that curve is actually much steeper. The growth of that business is much more accelerated. And so what you see in the bottom right-hand corner is that over time, TicketSignup will continue to grow quite quickly. RunSignup, the endurance business, will kind of continue to grow, but not nearly as fast as TicketSignup. And we'll have this kind of healthy mix of business. And the really interesting thing behind this is that our core function is to develop software. We can develop more software by hiring more and better people. And we do that with money. And by having these multiple product lines adding to our development support, we're able to develop more software. 2024 was a big milestone year for us. In 2020, we were going down this path of thinking that GiveSignup would be really fast growing. Turned out to be not that fast growing. There's plenty of nonprofits that are using us, but it's not like this big swell that we needed outside capital for. We took some outside capital in 2020, but we wound up really not needing it. We never spent the money. So what we did this past year is we bought out Payrock, who was the outside investor. It was a payment processing company. We actually wound up never utilizing their payment processing technology. We stayed on Adyen, but it was a very nice parting of the ways and everything. But what it means is that our company is now back to being entirely employee owned. And if you look at the little circle on the bottom right, which is part of the guiding principles that we've had since the start of this company, it says that most companies operate on kind of like a three-leg stool of employees, customers, and owners. And you have to keep a balance between all those. But we're in this enviable position where we don't have to share with outside owners, which means that we can invest more in developing more software, and we can treat our employees very well, and they can kind of split, basically customers and employees kind of split what could have gone to outside owners.